Good morning everyone, this is Kosala, also known as Marventus. We are back in the world of Rift and we are in the world of the Cleric. Now let me just give you a little insight into my Cleric. Let's face it, this guy is not pretty. The reason he's not pretty is because he's wearing that amazingly ugly helmet that drops from Deep Strike Mines, and I insist on having my helmet on all of my characters in RPG, so there you have it. This is my butt ugly Cleric. Right, but he makes up for his lack of visible appeal in pure healing awesomeness. And I showed you the DPS spec that I went with the Shaman before. I'm going to show you my healing spec now, and this is a relatively non-standard sort of healing spec, as you will discover. Now, why do I have this weirdo healing spec of Templar, Sentinel, Shaman? Because I do quite a bit of PvP while leveling. And when I'm not, I generally use the Shaman and my DPS role as my leveling role, and I only use the healing for playing in dungeons, in teams, and also in PvP. And the PvP is really fun, so I decided to create a spec that was sort of well balanced for the dungeon healing role as well as the PvP role while leveling. So here we have it. It's very much Sentinel heavy, with small little forays into Templar and Shaman as well. So let's begin with the Chamois. Ooh, I feel a sneeze coming on. Hold on a moment. Nope, it's gone. Okie dokie. I've got 3 of 3 in thick-skinned. Now, totally optional this, of course. The only reason I have the Shaman and I have the thick-skinned is because I do quite a bit of PvP, and you do want to be hit for less. So this is a nice little thing for me to have. The only reason I got the Shaman was in order to get that. I might get some more stuff up here later on if I totally run out of points to put on the Sentinel skill, but I find that's relatively unlikely. On the Templar side, I have gotten 5 of 5 in Resilient. Reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by players by 15%. Again, only reason I got that was in order to get the reduction of damage for PvP. And then Detaunt is actually pretty useful. Reduces the enemy player's damage against the Cleric by 50% in the event that you pull aggro or while in a dungeon. You fire away a detaunt on yourself and you take less damage while the tank pulls off you. Nice to have. I will probably add more stuff here in the Templar. I've added 1 point into Arcane Avoidance for no other reason than I already maxed out the points I was able to put into Sentinel, had a point over. Didn't want anything on the Chamois side, so I started building the Templar side. There are a couple of things in here that's actually interesting. Again, mixed PvP goodness in there, really. And in order to become a good group healer, all you really need is full-on Sentinel. This is a nice healing role. So let's get right into it. The 3 bottom ones, or the 2 ones here on the right at the bottom of the tree, absolute no-brainers. Watchful Gaze increases your spell power by 5%. Benediction increases the effectiveness of your heals by 5%. Obviously, you're going to max out both of those because it'll make you a much better healer. In the process of doing that, you will gain Light Bolt, which is a light damage spell, which is kind of useful. And here on my keypad, I've got, on my toolbar, I've got all my damage spells on the right, all my healing on the left. And we have Healing Breath. This is your staple instant heal. It starts out instantly healing an ally only, so 1 target. However, up here, with Enraptured Breath, by talenting up, you can start healing an additional 2 other players. So this is a really nice spell. Starts out as an instant heal for 1 target, and then grows into an instant AoE heal up to 3 targets, which is really quite useful. Over here also we've got Righteous Burden. Now I kind of skipped on this one. Your Light Bolt snares the enemy, reducing their movement speed by 15% for 8 seconds. But to be fair, if you're doing a lot of PvP, this is one massively useful spell. I've skipped it for now, but I will get it on later on in the game when I have talent points over. Very nice spell, because it will be handy for you to be charging players from time to time and pummeling away your instant cast damage spells, because you've actually got this Banish, which is an instant cast spell. You got this, which is a 2-second cast spell, which is virtually instant. So it's actually quite nice if that one slows people down as they're running away. Very useful in the Black Garden, for example, if you're chasing a bearer of the Fang. So I left that for now, but I will get back to that. Up here, I took 2 points in Walk in the Light. It increases your critical hit damage and healing bonus. I'm probably going to max that out, but I wanted to get up here as fast as possible. So I started out by getting 2 points there, and I skipped the other ones. The ones that I skipped, Light Concentration, reduces mana cost of your healing spells, and then Shards of Light strikes the enemy repeatedly with Shards of Light. That's a DPS spell, hardly ever comes in handy, so I skipped it. Now this one is actually probably worth getting eventually. I've discovered from my dungeon runs that although I'm not necessarily mana challenged, you do use up your mana. So in a very, very intense, unexpected fight, you may very well wind up having mana issues. So this is probably a good one to get, and certainly before I start doing expert dungeons or raids, I will definitely get that one. But for the time being, I've decided to opt out of that as well, going straight into the next tier up here and maxing out light efficiency. Increasing the effectiveness of your area effect heals by 5%. Absolutely essential talent for both dungeons and PvP. It's going to be incredibly useful for you. Max that out ASAP, basically. Also here that I missed out that may come in later. Embolden increases the radius of your area effect heals, and Luminous Gaze surrounds the enemy with brilliant light, increasing the chance that they will be critically hit by 5%. Very nice spell to have in raids and dungeons, I would imagine, so I'll get that later on. This one, I'm still two minds about that one. I'm going to trial it out and see if it actually is necessary. I've never really had an issue with my AoE heals not getting to everyone I need to get it to, so I will have to trial that one out. Over here, Healing Invocation fills the ally with Healing Light. A nice spell. You want to grab that one nice and early because you've got that. You've got your basics. It becomes one of your basic spells down here. Healing Invocation with where did I put that? Oh yes, right here. There it is. So alongside Healing Grace, I have these in order of single target versus AoE. So I've got my single target heals over here, and my AoE heals on the right hand side, so I don't confuse myself when I'm busily healing away, because I heal using the key combinations 1 to 5 and rarely click around down here. And then we have the previously mentioned Enraptured Breath, and then I skip Protect the Flock, this time on the way upwards, but may get it later on. So in Protect the Flock, your area of effect heals cause their targets to take 5% less damage. Really pretty nice. If you have a situation where your party is being hit by multiple opponents in many ways. And I would imagine expert dungeons and raids, again, this could probably come in very handy. Above that, we've got Lasting Invocation. Your Healing Invocation heals for an additional 30% of its total over 8 seconds. So your initial burst here of Healing Invocation then also becomes a heal over time spell. I maxed out that one too, because I use it a lot. And then up here we have Serendipity. When you critically hit with a heal, the cast time of your next heal reduced by 1.5 seconds. Relatively useful, because I found I critically hit quite a lot with heals, so this is actually quite useful in those moments when you're pummeling out heal after heal after heal in a situation where you're being where your party is being hit a lot. Now the Sentinel in general is a good single target healer and a decent party healer. But with some of these additional talents, the party healing, AoE healing starts becoming pretty damn interesting as well. Now I am level 29, I believe, yes, level 29, and I have almost maxed out the tree. And there's this one, Divine Call, which you get once you've gotten enough points, 30 points in the tree, is very, very useful. Spontaneously heals up to 5 party or raid members within 20 meters. So it's an instant cast AoE heal, which comes in uber handy. The last boss fight in Deep Strike Mines, for example, this comes in very, very handy. So it is a very, very nice tree. I really enjoyed healing as a Sentinel, and I've stuck with it. I tried the Chloromance as well back in the previous video, as you may have seen. Enjoyed that as well. But coming from playing as a Paladin in World of Warcraft and really enjoying that mode of healing, I've noticed that the Sentinel is the one that mirrors that healing tactic the best. I'll be very interested in hearing what you guys have to say about this spec and your own experiences with healing in the Sentinel or in cleric healing in general. So do comment below and provide your thoughts. And next time we'll be taking a look at some PvP gaming in the World of Rift and see how that works out as a healer. So thanks for watching, everyone, and until then, have a absolutely lovely weekend.